What is up, Sova mains? Today I will be teaching you my best 10 recon arrows for bind. These are all ones that I use in my immortal ranked games, so you can be sure that they work really well. Now, I only put 10 arrows in these videos because there are so many crummy lineups that you'll never use, and I don't want to waste your time with those ones. Also, there are too many to remember anyway, so with just these 10 and whatever other ones you can find, you'll be sweet in most games. Now before we get into it, please subscribe. Subscribing really helps me out, and you can consider it a small price to pay for the knowledge bombs you're about to receive. You can always take it back if you decide you don't want to play Sova anymore. Anyway guys, I appreciate the support. Now let's get into it. Okay, so we're going to be starting out with the defense sided recon bolts. This first one is really simple, and honestly it's not much of a lineup, but I use this one at the start of most rounds and it's amazing for getting early B long info and also securing the orb if no one shoots it down. This one is super easy, it's a 1 out of 10 for difficulty. So at the very start of the round, you're going to run and do a jump while charging your recon to full. Peek the long corner here and then aim somewhere high on this wall and send your arrow flying. This one reveals everything around the fountain area and some people who might be moving from short to long. It's a super obvious and easy to shoot arrow, but if no one shoots it, then that's a free ult orb. Alright, now on the other side of the map, we have an arrow to scan anything around the back of showers. The positioning is near the barrier, which is useful if you want to push this area, secure the ult orb, or just check if anyone is pushing a little later in the round. Difficulty for this one is a 2 out of 10, as it is a small lineup to remember, but ultimately it doesn't need to be perfect. Get into this corner here, and then aim over the top of showers. You'll see this tall piece sticking out above the air conditioner, and you want to put the 0 of the number of bounces in the top left corner of this like shown. Don't worry too much if it's not perfect. When ready, do a 1 bar with no bounces. It's going to fly over the top of showers and land at the back, either on or just below this air vent. It doesn't make any difference as they both reveal pretty much everything here anyway, except for anyone in this corner behind the teleporter. Again, if no one shoots it, that's a free ult orb. Now bind has some really great corridors for Sova's ult, and we have to make use of this, so I created this arrow to help against an A short push. The difficulty on this one is a 2 out of 10 as the lineup is pretty simple. I like to wait around and spawn at the start of the round and then use it if they are pushing A short. Here, stand in this corner of spawn against the concrete barrier. Look over this wall here and then roughly line up this white dot of the left mouse click icon in the middle of this closed window here. It's best for the dot to be in the middle or slightly to the right side. Then do a 2 bar charge and release. This is a great arrow as it will fly over the buildings before landing here, revealing most of short, including behind the box and in the corner behind the teleporter. What I like to do is fire the arrow, run over Simon in line with A short, and then just before the recon lands, pop my ult and get ready to fire at anyone who is revealed. Now of course, we've got to have a couple retake arrows since we are defending. So the first retake arrow is for A site. A lot of the time the attackers play in advanced positions after plant to prevent the defenders from getting on site, so this arrow will help you to get those opening picks. This is a fairly easy arrow, but has a relatively narrow gap where it will work, so difficulty is 4 out of 10. As you are rotating from B site to A site, you want to stand in the middle of this X on the ground and then aim up until you see this little triangle gap here. Take the top of your left diamond and place it on the right corner of that triangle. Now do a single bar charge and release. This one is going to land quite quickly and reveal anyone behind truck, outside showers, on triple, and anyone near the defender spawn link. Follow this one in as you shoot it, as you can get some easy kills through the box. Just be careful of players who might be hard right or lamps, as it won't reveal them. Okay, now for the B retake arrow, I've been using one that I think Hiko invented. It's pretty insane because if done right, the bolt is hidden from the enemy, but will still reveal them. The difficulty is a 4 out of 10 just because it's fairly precise if you want to hide it. Here, you want to stand in this corner near the entrance to B site. Aim up on the wall here and directly at the middle point where the cable here meets the wall. If you don't get this perfect, it doesn't matter too much as it will reveal the same amount of information, but the arrow will be visible and easier to shoot. When ready, do a 2 bar and shoot. It's going to fly up and land inside this part of the sign and will reveal anyone standing near the site entrance, cubby, and even if they are peeking the door from the end of tube. This is a really strong arrow because of how difficult it is for the enemy to shoot it down. Okay, now let's take a look at the attack sided arrows. The first one here is for early B long and garden information. It will help deter the enemy from grabbing the orb and will spy anyone who might be holding the long angle from the edge of garden here. It's a simple arrow, only a 2 out of 10 for difficulty. As the barrier drops, hug this back wall until you see a small amount of the sign here. Aim a little bit below it, in the middle, and then do a full charge with 1 bounce. It's going to fly nice and quick before landing on the arch here, revealing anyone inside garden, anyone holding the angle, and even a potentially sneaky omen who might have teleported across. Alright, now if you want to push into Hookah but fear the enemy might be holding close with shotguns, you can do this arrow at the start of the round. The timing is quite good as well for yourself to join your teammates after firing it. Difficulty here is a 4 out of 10 as it's a fairly simple lineup, but the positioning is sometimes finicky. Look at this wall here and you'll see that it kinda has 2 edges to it. You want to line up the leftmost part of the wall here until you can't see it anymore. Then look up through the middle gap in the roof and line up the right diamond with this plank and piece of straw or whatever it is like shown. It should fit quite nicely, then do a 2-bar charge and release. It's going to fly up and after several seconds will start to fall down and through this gap in the roof before landing on the floor. Now it's going to reveal everything close but won't get behind the box, so be wary of that. Also, it's super easy for the enemy to shoot it, but if they do, then that should give you the info you need to get the kill or decide to fall back. When pushing B site, there are so many places to clear, but not many arrows will give you all the information you need, which is why I made this all of B site arrow. It's pretty easy, but kinda hard to remember because it uses an uncommon part of the HUD for lineups, so it's a 5 out of 10 for difficulty. Here, you want to get into this corner just outside of the teleporter. With your knife out, line up the edge of this curvy part of the HUD with the top of this light triangle in the background. Then take out your recon arrow and do a 1-bar. As you push into Hookah, this one will land on the edge of the wall here, revealing absolutely everything in tube, behind double, and even in cubby and outside Hookah. It's easily shot down, so I find it most effective in the chaos of a rush when the team is just going hard onto site. For attacking showers, this arrow is actually quite amazing. This one I've been using for a while, but I think originally Average Jonas found it. The lineup is quite precise but not too difficult, so it gets a 5 out of 10 here. Stand in this corner wedged by the 2 crates. Aim up and you'll see the edge of this roof here. Now the left side of it is quite flat, but at the bottom where it starts to curve inward is where you want to aim. Put the middle of your crosshair right on the edge of the corner there, and then do a 1-bar charge and release. After a few seconds, this one will hit the edge of the opening above showers and reveal absolutely everything inside. It pretty much always gets a charge off and you can use it to secure the orb and take showers control. And this last arrow is for the back of A site. Now it's not my arrow but was found by Snapiex and is probably the best arrow I could find for attacking A. The difficulty is about a 6 out of 10 as the lineup can be a little difficult to see and is fairly precise. Here, back yourself in this corner near the starting barrier. On the trunk of this tree, you'll see some leaves and in particular this one green blob. Next to the green blob are some other green parts which we'll be covering with the left edge of our left bounce diamond until we can see only the tree trunk and the green blob left. Then simply do a 1-bar and shoot. This arrow will land on the edge of this lamp here, revealing many of the common hiding spots at the back of site and even players close to short or just outside showers. I like to use this one as the team starts to drop smokes and execute onto site. And that's it for Bind. I really hope you guys get a lot out of this one and gain some valuable arrows to use. If you did find it useful, please leave me a like and subscribe with notifications on so you can get more like this when I release them for the other maps. Thanks to anyone who does that, as it really helps me out and helps me grow the channel. Of course, if you have any questions or want me to do a guide on something else, let me know in the comments section below. Well, that's it for now guys. I hope you have a good day. Once again, I'm Defied and happy gaming.